Hello farmers, welcome back to Green Mountain Forest. Third day of summer has arrived. And it's not raining. It seemed like it just rained really hard all day yesterday, but I got most of the trees and stumps cleared out down there by the lakeside. Just stopping off at Dunkin' Donuts this morning, grabbing my little cup of coffee. Slept in a little bit this morning. I worked until 10 o'clock last night. It was actually 10 o'clock before it started to get darker around here. But that just made me work a little bit longer down there. I'll show you what we did down there in a while. Going to start around the farm today. I've already kind of ran over, looked at the animals and the mushroom garden. Took care of that a little bit. But I do want to take care of, I almost said the horses, the cows. The cows need some TMR, and I'm also going to give them some straw as well, even though we just gave them straw yesterday, just because I want it all on the same cycle. That's all I want to do, because right now it's like one day I got to give them straw, next day is TMR, so if I just get on the same cycle, that'd be really helpful. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab the TMR, because they are just about out of TMR. Although they got plenty of grass, so that's not, I could work all day long, they got plenty of food. But if I want them at 100%, we'll give them TMR, and we got the TMR to give them, so we will do so. The carton factory is about half full on most things, so I don't need a rush to get that done this morning anyways. So we're basically going to be focused on just take care of the animals right here pretty quick, and then jump on down to the lake and start widening the road that we got going on down towards the lake. So in moving all of the trees and there we go, the trees and logs out of there, I didn't tip over the tractor and the truck and trailer once. I actually thought I would. And a couple times, man, did I overload that trailer, and I thought, well, this is going to tip over. If I went slow, it was really fine. I was actually surprised with that much of a lean going one way. Actually, one load I brought down of logs, I got $30,000, which is like, that's a lot of logs, but it worked. So yeah, we just need to widen the road, and then the road crew can get in there and put in some kind of solid foundation for a road for us to go down, and then we can start really going at it down there, although I went at it a little bit more after last episode. So that's why our money is up to, well, $470,000. Sold a lot of logs, cut up a lot of stumps, but it's all cleared out, and you'll see that in just a little bit. But first things first, I gotta take care of the cows. Got to make sure they're up and going so they can produce more manure. So as for the mushroom garden, we are up to 7. What am I stuck on here? Am I clipping that post over there? Is that what I'm clipping? Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so 7 full pallets of mushrooms at the moment. So that's 28,000 liters of shrooms that we got going, and it's still making some more. I'm almost out of carton, and I'm trying to bring it to the mushroom garden to kind of show you the way it's going, but I need to bring the tractor this way so I can back on in and give the cows the straw. But you can see I'm down to 3,000 liters of carton, and pretty much like anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 liters of the water, manure, and pallets. It's kind of weird, like I said, the pallets are 5744, 5745, 5765. These are all seem to be in the same sequence. This is not. So I guess it kind of makes sense, because you are using a lot more carton trying to get all the mushrooms piled up, I suppose, and pallets and whatnot. Yeah, that's where we're at with that. So it's going along pretty well there. Like I said, I'd like to see how much I get out of it. Looks like it's going to be like, I don't know, 36,000 liters? I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually profiting better by putting that down or not. I mean, I could sell the pallets and carton outright, and it's going to take a while to get the money back on the mushroom factory, but you know what? It adds character to the map, doesn't it? So backing in here with the bale shredder is not that bad, as you can see. This is the third time I've done it, and I kind of did it on the first try that time. Kind of. There we go. So the cows are good for a couple more days. The sheep, I rarely am not taking care of them this summer. The grass in their pasture is, I think, fitting their trough well enough. There we go. Cows are all set. We are all set here at the farm. Oh yeah, the other thing I need to do, I kind of forgot about it, is we need to go up and spread some fertilizer on our cornfield. The corn has germinated. It has grown this stage, so we can go ahead and spread some fertilizer on that. And I did check. I was up there with my little handy dandy tool, and apparently we do have 66% fertilization done in that field. So one more time and we should be all set. What did I do with that spreader? It's right here. So I don't need narrow tires at the moment, and if it all goes well, I won't need them for the rest of the year, because I have not heard anything about that New Holland tractor, what's going to happen to it yet. My guess is, being a brand new tractor, New Holland's either just going to put a new engine in it and sell it at a reduced cost or something like that. Oh yeah, and I also got the milk machine into our little hut over here. So when our cows do start producing some milk, I got a place to sell it here. Same thing for the wool, and maybe next year potatoes. I shouldn't say maybe next year potatoes. Next year potatoes. I'll be doing potatoes next year in one of these fields that we have, or one of these fields that we're going to be creating. That crop's looking really nice there as well. At some point in the summer, I gotta look at the forecast, because I do need to make some hay bales. I don't want to be buying bales from Dwayne all the time, so I want to make my own hay bales. We'll have straw bales when the fall comes, and of course silage is something that we're making. Just to confirm this, I should be able to drive on these. Yes. Alright. Oh wait. That would have been interesting. I forgot. I got lime in the spreader, not fertilizer. I need to go take care of that, because I prefer fertilizer again, not lime. Now that I got the right product in the spreader, let's go ahead and put down some fertilizer in our cornfield, and then we should be all set for the season, unless I want to take care of some weeds at some point. So yeah, this morning I ran down as the sun came up. I went down just to check on my equipment down at the lake, and I just got a better view of what's going on, because like you were there. It was raining all day yesterday, all the way through the night. That's why the crops are still wet this morning. But with the sun up, I just wanted to get a better look to make sure all the stumps were gone. I think all the trees are gone, same as the stumps. So it just looks nice when I take you on down there, so I can make it a mess again by cutting down more trees. It's time to widen up the road and put in a good, well, hopefully a better road. And just looking at it, I'm like, that road wasn't that bad. I wasn't tipping the, either I was just taking my time more than usual with the truck and trailer. But man, I was actually surprised I wasn't tipping over more often, because at first I didn't think there was that many logs down there, and as I kept going and taking loads out, I'm like, okay, I cut down a lot of trees here. And not really looking at the map, because like I said, I'm going to try not to look at the map for field statuses and whatnot. Yeah, we should be all good. Let's not try to turn the tires too much while riding on the crop. Let's go ahead and get the our measuring tool out, although you can see it on field info. But there we go. Crop is ground's 32%, 100% fertilized. Yeah, the crop is 75% wet. I mean, it rained all day yesterday. 75% wet. 17% growth, and it's corn, and our elevation is 806 feet, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to bring the Case International back. We're pretty much done up here. I'm going to mosey on down to the lake, and we can start cutting down some more trees in our tree harvester. start making the road wider so the guys can get to work on putting in a road, hopefully by the weekend. Nice and peaceful down here, away from all the noise. Not that there's much noise here in Green Mountain Forest at the moment, but coming down here. And we got a nice little lakefront here. Let's go ahead and set the drone on up so you can kind of see the way it looks now with all the trees being gone. I did cut down some more trees. There's that little pond area. I thought about we'll fill it in, but then like, nope, I got an idea for that. Hopefully I can make it work. There's a lake going on out to yonder way. And a lot of trees still have to be cut elsewhere. But other than that, that's the way it looks like with all the trees out of here. All the stumps out of here, even the trees that were in the little lagoon area, if you will. Yeah, you can probably figure out what I'm going to do with that lagoon. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know, but we'll see in the future. But first things first, we need to go ahead and hop into the tree harvester and start cutting down some more trees. And then I'll haul them out of here later on with the stump and take care of the stumps with the stump grinder. You know the routine by now. I was noticing that when I was clearing out this side of the lagoon, you can kind of see, well, the elevation change. Yeah, it's the same thing I fight everywhere, it seems like. I'm okay with the map not being flat, and I'm fine with the way the map is here as well. It gets me really good at starting to use the landscaping tool, if you will. Let's go ahead and start with the tree harvester. Turn this on. All the fun and games can continue now by me cutting down more trees. So yeah, the road is not... It's noticeable going up and down. It just needs to be more noticeable. And you do that by making the road wider. How much wider? I don't know. It's going to have to be wide in some areas because we're going to have to flatten it out. So I think we're going to end up with like a little bit of cliff here and there, kind of like we do down by the salvage yard. I say down by the salvage yard, but that's kind of like, now I should be saying over by the salvage yard, right? Something like that? Who knows? I did hear from the local police as well. They're pretty well happy with the police outpost they got over here. The Fair Oak store is still kind of getting their self kind of settled in. I don't know what kind of business they're going to get right away other than for me, and I don't have nothing for them at all. But I guess they're a pretty big chain of a store, so they just got to start getting contracts from other farmers, I suppose. So the dead trees, if I see a dead tree, that's going to, it's mostly going to come down for the most part if it's right there. And there's plenty of them to be cut down. But right now, I just really want to get focused on the road. The road to glory. Yeah, I know. I just see it. I see a tree and I was like, it's not really in the way, but it's like you want to cut it. You know you want to cut it, so we'll cut it. I mean, that's where all our money's coming from now, right? Sure as heck not going to make a lot of money off our crops this year because the only thing we're going to sell is canola and corn. And that is it. And I don't have much to sell. Probably won't even get... Will I get $10,000 worth of crops out those fields? I don't really know. We'll find out in about 6 days' time, right? So when it comes to clearing the road out, I don't really put the trees in piles. I just go along and cut and leave because the truck's going to be passing them anyways. And eventually I'll have another road leaving from here going on up and cutting it around Dwayne's barn and coming up by the shop to where the road goes out to the bridge to the other side of the county. Will I get that done this summer? Probably not, since we're already in the third day of summer. But then again, I might surprise myself. I might one night just go ahead and come in here and just start cutting down a whole bunch of trees. I'm getting good at it. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but yeah, we are over 2,000 trees cut down now. Plus the one stuck on the back of my tractor here. Yeah, so I think we're somewhere right around 2,300 trees. Some of you out there are probably saying, that's not a lot of trees. Yes and no. Probably a lot of you people out there as well are probably thinking, geez, I don't think the most trees ever cut down is 20 or whatever. Probably don't even have the achievement of there's achievement on Steam, isn't it? Like 25. I've cut down 25 trees or whatever it is. I think I met my quota, and many of yours. And we got a lot more trees to go. Yeah, so where we just seeded our cornfield. Yeah, we're going to be clearing that whole section out just about. All those trees will be gone. Where are you? There you are. Oh, you cut. I heard you. There you go. Really, I think I might need the road wider than this. And of course, now I see a dead tree, and it's like, well, you didn't cut that. Well, now you need to cut it. Yes, I'm hoping I can do some landscaping and do what I want to do around here. The hardest part I'm having at the moment, for really what I want to do, I would like to have a lot of variety of houses being put down. I guess what I can do, because most of the houses that you see on modded sites and whatnot, they're going to have sleep triggers in them, and of course you can only have one per map. So I guess what I could do is I could just start downloading all these houses, going into the mods, and deleting the sleep triggers out of them. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I think I can do that. If it's easy, I guess I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I've been rather busy the past few weeks. That's got some new series coming on the channel soon, so I've been doing some intros and that. I want to get back into the Guild 3. They just had, of course, a major patch. That's why we had to stop the Lepew Dynasty. And I'm waiting on, because with the new patch, usually what you get is bug fixes. And yeah, there were a lot of game crashes on the new patch. And I think they said they fixed most of them. So that'll be coming along. So I've been doing a lot of off-camera work lately. Even just clearing up like the logs I left last episode. Clearing up those logs and clearing up the stumps took me like an hour and a half. 2 hours to clean up all that stuff. A lot of off-camera work's got to go in. Now I'm thinking I got to do all these. I want to put houses in down here, but it's hard to find just placeable houses without sleep triggers. I got a lot of mods. I thought, oh, here's a nice house. I'll download it. It's like, hey, it's got a sleep trigger. Well, guess what? I already got one. So the good news is, by cutting down all these trees, we're going to get a lot more money. And I'm probably going to need it because, well, landscaping. The landscaping, like I said, isn't that as expensive as it used to be, I think. Or was just in my mind. I still remember doing the video on patch 1.3, I think it was, for when Giants came out. A long time ago. I even forgot when it was. I want to say about a year ago, wasn't it? And boy, we were doing some landscaping in the test mode. I'm like, look at the money disappear. I don't know, maybe because I didn't have that much money to begin with, and now I don't want to say, maybe I'm just used to it? I don't know. And let me get cutting down some more trees here and see how far I can get in a little while, and I'll bring it back for an update, and we can kind of get an idea of how road this wide's going to be, or how wide the road's going to be. Probably how wide the road's going to be. That'd be my guess. But anyways, I'm going to get cutting down some of these trees, especially these ugly dead ones that the pine beetles I've probably gotten into. Cut these all up, start making some piles, and start making a nice wider road, so in the future we can have a nice road and maybe some traffic coming down here as well. Progress is being made, and progress is being made fast. I can kind of see the road that we're getting up to. Almost there. I haven't really looked back behind me to see how the road's coming out. I figured, you know what, just go on through, and then go on through with you guys. We'll hop on down to the Volvo truck and trailer. We'll grab some logs and drive the road up to see how wide it looks coming up. Of course, it's going to look better at first glance. The question is it wide enough to do what I need to do? And, you know, I won't know until landscaping starts to be done, which can be kind of frustrating. Always make sure you save the game before you start landscaping and turn autosave off. That way if you screw up majorly, you can just reload the game to where you started. And also make sure that when you're landscaping and autosave is turned off and you like the way it's going, maybe save once in a while. Just watch out for your money. Yeah, up here I'm not too worried about cutting down as many trees because this part of the road does not need to be flattened too much or anything like that. We should be fine, but still I want to cut down more trees than usual because then it'll end up just like the other road where the road is wide enough but the trees are like right on the side of the road. I got some tree cutting to do. I think that might be a project for like winter time, this upcoming next winter. Because by then we'll have a few roads put in and I need to go around just like clean up around the roads, if you will. Just make them so they got plenty of space on the sides of the road so you can pull over. Especially now since we got traffic, I may have to pull over once in a while on my slow tractors. Traffic around here does go at 30 miles an hour. And actually, if I kind of look up, we should almost be able to see the police station. Well, there's the Fair Oak Cell Point. So yeah, not quite at the police station. I really need to be watching the tree when I cut it. Sometimes I just go by the noise and I back away and it's like, where's my tree? I should just watch the tree and see if it starts to move. If it starts to move, then you know you cut it. So I don't even want to guess. I know I looked at the menu just before I started, brought you back. Yeah, I've cut down 75 trees so far coming up the road. So, quite a few amount of trees. And yeah, I just barely got over 2,300 cut. Every once in a while, I don't know if you saw it in that log there, but at the base of the tree, this tree harvester is not stripping like a little bit piece of a limb. I got about 5 of those trees now to where the auto loader is not going to pick them up. I'll have to go around with a chainsaw. Not that big of a deal. Just that I have to know that there are going to be some logs that the auto loader is going to say, that tree's not there. There's no tree there. I'm like, yeah, I'll get out, grab my chainsaw, and rip that little tiny bit of a limb off. But this road is going to look so much better. You haven't seen it that many times, but I saw it quite a few times taking all those tree logs out of there. Well, for me it was like a couple days ago now, so I've been up and down this road quite a bit. There were a couple spots at first I was like, where am I turning? It was one of those where the road wasn't wide enough and it was on the bend and I couldn't quite see where the road was turning. But after a while I got used to it. But now it should be almost like a no doubt of where the road actually will be. And hopefully next time we come back, the road will be here. And I'm sure a lot of visitors that come here will be going down this road to the lakeside, trying to find property where they want to build their houses. I won't have any houses down by next episode, but hopefully the road will be in. These logs and stumps will be all gone. Because I really do want to get up by our cornfield and start expanding or cutting down trees there so I can kind of like get those fields plowed maybe this fall. And there's a possibility I could put like a, I don't know if I could put a cover crop in it, because I don't know what, does the cover crop actually count if you plow it in before it's ready for harvest? So like if it just hits the first growth stage and I cultivate it in, will I get a fertilizing stage out of it? I never really done the oilseed crop, so maybe if I get that far in recording, I haven't really got an answer. Maybe I'll just go ahead and we'll put a cover crop in and see what it does. I'm not going to lose that much money on seed. It's not that big of a deal. So like I'm doing a huge field, like field 39 or 40 on Hazard County. That would be a lot of seed to do a test. These fields are kind of small, so maybe I'll put a a cover crop in. The oil seed Man, what is it called? Is it oilseed radish? There we go. It was on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't figure out what it was called because you can tell I never use it. And the question I have for you is, do you use the cover crop? Oilseed radish. It almost seems like that's a crop you could use for something, though. So basically, if my calculations are somewhat right, I'm going to have cut down. Come on, tree, follow the correct way here. I'm going to, yeah, all those noises. Yeah, when I get done up here to the edge of the road, I'll probably have cut down 100 trees to make this road wider, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be done. I wouldn't be a bit surprised when I start landscaping this road, or excuse me, when the town starts landscaping this road. My guess is I'm going to take the tree harvester and probably cut down a few extra ones. Because I'm probably not... I knew that tree was probably going to hit that tree and tip me over. Oh boy. Oh no. Alright, so I've done this before. Well, no surprise there. Let's see if I can use the arm. Why is it flipping me over worse than before? Wait. And no. Come on, arm, swing over. Grab myself. There we go. See? No problem. And that, my friends, is why we have roll cages on tree harvesters, because drivers like me, and that log is going to stay there, right? See, I made it almost to the end, and I got the log off, and that's when I screw up. And I knew when I was cutting that tree, I'm like, that tree is going to go and hit the other tree. It's going to push my tree harvester every which way. And I might go flying. I can only imagine, though, once I get to this road and actually make this road a little bit wider, these traffic, the cars that are going by are going to start saying, what's down there? Yeah, lakefront property. That's what's down there. There was another good idea to where I could put in some log cabins and rent the log cabins out to fishermen and whatnot. And actually the perfect log cabin to do that is the kind of log cabin that we have right over here. Oh, no, not right over here, but the one that we live in now. Maybe like a perfect little log cabin. That'd be good. A true fisherman would look at that little log cabin and be happy with that, rent it, and they just need a place to stay in and head out fishing. And these two trees right up here, I do want to go because ever since I put the road in, I was like, yeah, I need these trees to go. Every time I drove out of here with a Volvo truck and trailer, I was like, yeah, these two trees are just kind of like blocking the way on down to the road. And I am thinking about putting it, like I said, another solar power plant down here just to supply power to the community down there, even though I think our other two should be good enough to do so. Let's go ahead and park this. And I should be able to, just like that, we're in our Volvo truck. Now we'll get to see pretty much how wide the road actually looks like. And we'll take a trip to the sawmill. Well, that's kind of noticeable now, isn't it? It's much more noticeable. I have no idea which side. I got the HUD turned off just to give us a better view. Is it on the right side? Alright, how about if I turn the HUD on? Now it's on the right side, which is now the correct side. Try to pick up as many logs as I dare to. I was a little worried before I started recording. I was going around the map just setting some things up, and man, the lag for me was rather terrible, and I was like, really? You picked up that log from way over there? So I'm like, How about if I just exit the game and restart it, and that took care of all my lag. I don't know why it was lagging so bad. These logs aren't really loading in the best. But that's okay. I'm really just here to see what the road looks like for width-wise. Boy, some days this autoloader will not pick up a log right next to it. Now it's picking up the logs way the heck over there. Let's turn that off. I got a good enough float. Okay, I want 2 more. Alright. Did I not turn that off? Alright. It's off. Straps are on. So you can now see how much the road, well, quote-unquote, the road leans to the right at this moment. As long as I don't go too fast, meaning like above 25 miles an hour, and I gotta be careful about tree stumps, it should be fine. But yeah, I probably should have made it maybe 1 more tree wider, and I've been really good for landscaping, so I may have to do that. But really, overall, this is just about as wide as the roads are now going around the community. So right here is usually where I got to be careful when I take the corner, because you can kind of see the trailer really wants to go. As a matter of fact, the tires on the left side are not even on the ground. And then it settles down and we're all good to go. Yep, so now we just need to make, I don't know how many trips are going to be taken out of here, but quite a few. And as you know, I usually get about $20,000 per trailer load of logs at the sawmill. Then it's just a matter of the Case Puma going around digging up all the stumps. And then, yeah, the road will be put in. I'm thinking, actually, this set of logs, we're going to bypass the sawmill. And we're going to head on down to the scrapyard to our wood chipper. I need to make some more wood chips. I've been saying that for a while, and I keep bringing logs there. I'm near $500,000, and I'm going to probably be up over $600,000 by the time I get all these logs sold at the sawmill from the road. So I should have plenty of money to do some landscaping. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Yes, I need to cut down the trees here and kind of like put more of a road in on the side of the sawmill rather than kind of like going through the sawmill itself. Never took that little corner there with a load of logs. And I almost tipped it over. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier about the road, where a lot of the trees are like right on the road. I got to clear those off just to give us a little bit more room. And it's bumpy right there. That's got to be smoothed out. And plus, by coming down here, I can kind of see what our carton factory is up to. Here is the scrapyard, as you already know. And I should be able to just drive right on through, and this thing should fire right up. This may need some more diesel fuel here pretty soon. See if I can peek in there. Well, it's almost got 1,000 liters of diesel fuel, so that's quite a bit actually for that. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. While I am here, though, let me hitch on up to the water tanker for a second, just fill this up as I can. Yeah, you can see the wood chip pile at the carton factory is rather low. And we're out of water in the tanker now as well. Well, that means I got a lot of work to do. Meaning refill the water tanker. The water should be fine for a while, but I will have to bring the tractor and trailer down here. The only trailer that we got, take some wood chips from out of there, put it into the carton factory. But for now, let's go ahead and we'll turn back around. We will head on all the way back down to the lake just to see how the road looks on the way back the other way. Just to see if there can be improvements. On the way up, it looked rather fine. But on the way down, it could be a different story. So it's only noon. So that didn't take me too long. I think I started somewhere around 8:30 in the morning, cutting down those trees. Because we started the day taking care of the cows and spreading fertilizer on our cornfield. Our fields are pretty much, like I said, all set, unless I want to take care of the weeds before we harvest. but you have to weed the crops before they're ready for harvest, or else I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't know in seasons if you can do that, but I know in the base game, once your field is ready for harvest, you cannot weed the crops. I hope I'm correct on that, because that's what's in my brain, and that's why I kept going since FS19 has gone along here. Oh yeah, I like those two trees being God. So this would be like a wide mouth road going into here. Yeah, this might need to be a little bit wider up through here, but for the most part, yep, there's a tree stump there. Boy, you can really see the lake now when you come around this corner. I kind of like the idea of coming down right facing the lake, because what I want to do is, besides running over more tree stumps, I'm kind of hoping to take the road, come down here and wide the road off. That just means we have one road going to the right of the lake and one other road going to the left of the lake, and putting like lake houses maybe on top of the hill. Maybe. But this does look a whole much better than it did the day before we came down here, and it was just like trees everywhere. Yeah, this is as far as we can get for now, because our property boundary is right here. It's not that much money to buy the next property. It's not that far over. I don't know how far I want to go, because, of course, when you get to the edge of the map, it's going to start to look a little bit weird here. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen that side of the edge of the map just yet. But there we go. Nice and clear down here. Maybe, you know, like I said, next episode, hopefully I'll have all those trees cleared out of here, all the stumps gone. Hopefully we have a much more even road. And hopefully I don't screw it up more than what it is. I'll try my best and see how I can do it. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you next time right here on Green Mountain Forest. But until then, have a good one.